Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises to our Father, Yahweh Shem Shai, Hashem Kodesh. Call Hallelujah, Yahweh Shem Shai, Hashem Kodesh. As in the ancient Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh in the name of Shai, in the name of Spirit. Yahweh is a correct name for the God of the Bible, for the world. Even called Jehovah, God, or Yahweh. His son's name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, for the world, even called Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushua. I want to give the honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the brothers and sisters who push this word and sincerity and in truth, to all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. My brothers are from Camp James, Jamaica, and this lesson, as you can see, entitled Road to the Kingdom. And, as we go on to basically the kingdom of heaven, to return of our Lord Yahushua, this wicked system is going to be destroyed. This current world, as you know it, which really go back to the world age, the end of his. Let's get it real quick. Go to Sirach. Sirach, second Esdras, chapter 6 and 9. And he reads, it says, start at verse 7. So 2 Esdras 6 verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And Esau is the so-called white race today, and Jacob is the so-called niggers, the Native Americans, most Latinos. I know people scattered all over the earth, but that's mainly basically what we identify as today. But it's curious about Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Because Esau will be the last nation, the fourth kingdom upon the earth, and then as is written, the saints shall take the kingdom and possess it forever, which of course the saints are the Israelites. So with the transition of power, and transition of the kingdom, right, it's going to basically there's the plagues that's going to befall the earth and signify the end of Esau's kingdom, but we're basically going to be in that time. Being the earth during that transition is going to be a rough transition. But that's the road to the kingdom. That's a straight gate. Also being enduring, the trials, the tribulations. But a part of it as well is basically suffering through the economic collapse, the time of Jacob's trouble, which of course is the most is going to bring us through that. But it's just having a mindset that hey, there's not no rapture shit. You see me? That's a myth, right? The elect will be on the earth during the time of trouble. This is 2 Esdras chapter 4 verse 26. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away. So the time in the age speeding, because we know there are 3 Greek words that was translated into one English word for the word world, but originally there was 3: Ikomene, Aeon, and Cosmos. So this one really referring to Aeon, the age, the time frame. It says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come, in the age to come. It says, for this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then can it come that is sown with good. So this current evil society has to be destroyed, right? Have come to an end, and then we can have the kingdom of heaven. But without this destruction here, then we can't have it because Lord can build a righteous kingdom on this wicked system. As it says this in the book of Malachi 4:1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." And this is dealing with the thermonuclear destruction that's going to mainly befall Mystery Babylon and the Great Death of America. Neither root nor branch now left. Total desert. Everything destroyed. When those nukes hit ground zero. And also the chariots adding fire to it. He says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteous rise with healing in his wings." See, Yahushua is coming back with healing, but as far as elect, and that's they that fear his name. And name is Yahweh, so name is Yahushua. "And he shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall." Right, so we're going to flourish. But in order for this come, the destruction have to come first. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse let me see. Start one. 2nd Ezra 7:1. It says, "And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my Paul. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow, and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it, and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is built, and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. That's the kingdom of heaven. It says, The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right hand, on the left deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, which that's the inheritance Israel has, the kingdom of heaven. It says, If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Right? And I said, It is so, Lord, then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. So that's the only way we can receive the kingdom of heaven. Lest we go through the narrow, lest we go through the hard time, lest we go through the time of Jacob's trouble. As written, we shall be delivered as we are part of the elect out of time of Jacob's trouble. But there's no skipping it. And that's what the whole rapture doctrine is all about, skipping the time of trouble. But that's not so. Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 43, he answered me and said, This present life is not the end where much glory do it abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So the day of doom will be the end of this time, when the destruction will hit. But after that now, you see me, right? You have what? And the beginning of immortality for to come, when corruption is past. It says, Intemperance has an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that had gotten the victory. Right? Yahushua said this as well in the book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. The straight go back to difficulty, because within the destruction that's coming, of the stay upon our part. and some they uphold this precept as well. When Paul was preaching doctrine, Acts 14, verse 21, he says this, and when they had preached the gospel to that city and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra, unto Iconium, and Antioch, confirming the souls of the disciples, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. Right, so it's about the tribulation. In basically make them know so we have to face the troubles. It's more to face hell. But that's the road to the kingdom, and that's why Yahushua was telling the disciples here as well. In Matthew, back to Matthew 7, verse 13, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in there. Because even when the time of trouble come, a lot of people go into the microchip because that seems like the way out, the easy way where them can get food and can get protection, but it's going to lead to destruction. Revelation chapter what? 14, verse 9 and 10. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So only the elect, as is written, let my gate be kept. Let me see. Okay, sorry. I think it's second address. 9 and 21. Second Ezra 9, verse 21. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spirited greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people, which is the Israelites. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant for a great labor of I made it perfect, which go back to the purification, going through the fire, right? But in order to get to the kingdom, we have to go through the fire, we have to go through the narrow passage, and that's the road to the kingdom. There's no shortcut. Scripture say, he that not come to the through the door is a thief or a robber. Paraphrasing, you see me? But that's the lesson still. Kind of struck the time. Hope this said it fun to look out there. Giving our praise to Poya Hobo Shimon Shai Boshim Kakadash, the wonders and to elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to people like shalom.